Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you in StudyIQ's PIB analysis video. In the evening these videos come, in the morning the Hindu paper analysis videos they come. Both in Hindi and English you will get these lessons, and today is 6th of April. Very important data, MCQs and their explanations. They are coming in these videos these days. So do not miss any of the lesson. I am telling you on a daily basis now, and these are the numbers there you can call and you can ask for these pen drive courses by StudyIQ, and you can visit the website also. All courses are updated one and important exam oriented courses. These all are, they are going to save your lakhs of rupees. The question that I Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. There used to be a National Integration Council, and that particular council appointed a particular committee, and they suggested its formation because it is acting totally against those activities which are directly against the sovereignty and the integrity of India. So it can be imposed both on humans and or these organizations. Okay, so both individuals and the associations, and the person can be booked under it if his her activities causes dissatisfaction among citizens against India. So anything against India would be taken under it. So that's important. There used to be many amendments in this act also. So C both is the answer here. Okay, an unlawful activity, and that is against India. Next, National Policy on Software Products 2019. You see, we have a robust software industry and we have great genius minds, and we have given all these minds to whole world also. America's software industry is very strong because of the Indian minds working there, and you see in our service sector it has a huge share, and this is a very much flourishing industry of India. Now see, they have made a target till 2025 year. There should be an increase of 10 times in the share of global software products. Okay, in these products you see we are lagging somewhere. The ability that we have, potential we have, but our share in the world trade is not much, so that we have targeted here, and it will create a pool of professionals. That's perfectly correct, and it will give not only direct employment also. So that is why this only is given here. That is a wrong option. Only one is the correct answer here. You can see tier 2 and tier 3 cities, they are going to target here because these businesses can be established anywhere, and it may create a balance between the tier 1 and the tier 2 3 cities. You see, they only need infrastructure of internet and the electricity, otherwise they can be established anywhere. So they would not be constricted to these bigger cities or the metropolitan cities. Now it is going to create direct and indirect employment for more than 35 lakh people by 2025. They are going to raise a particular a group of IT professionals, and they would be more than 10 lakh in number, and motivating 1 lakh school and college students and 10,000 specialized professionals. They can provide leadership in the future. So this is a cluster based innovation driven ecosystem that they are gonna raise. Okay, and it is all coming under this particular policy, that is NPSP 2019. Next, National Mineral Policy. In this particular policy which came this year, they are promoting only private sector. In every line of these features you will find the phrase private sector. They are promoting, encouraging everything. So it is not promoting public sector units, or they are not giving any kind of funds to them. They are giving all funds, all encouragement to the private sector. This is all about a private sector driven policy. Okay, so only one is the correct answer, second is wrong here. Let's see important provisions of it. To take up exploration, they are encouraging private sector here. In the second line, auctioning in virgin areas for composite RP PL, this is some technicality here, and revenue sharing basis would be the formula here. Encouragement of the merger and acquisition of the mining entities, that would be there. Transfer of mining leases and creation of dedicated mineral corridors to boost private sector here. And it proposes to grant status of industry to mining activity to boost financing of mining for the private sector. Means to private sector, not only they are encouraging for the exploration, they are giving them financial assistance also, and they will help private sector for better planning and stability in the business by long-term import-export favorable policies. They will change some features of it, and the areas which were given to PSUs and to to which PSUs are not using, then they will be now accessible to the private companies also, private sector also. So that's again an important thing. Harmonized tax levies and royalties with world benchmarks to help private sector. So in every line it's private sector, so you should remember that. Next, Smart India Hackathon by Ministry of HRD. This initiative started in 2017, and 18 one was a bigger event, and now 19 is the biggest one. What is the issue here? Through AICTE, you see they are targeting the technical colleges, institutions like IIT, IAS and NITs, all these institutions, and more than 50 lakh students are taking part in it. What is the phenomena here? They are actually working in a particular ecosystem where all stakeholders are there: states, center, ministries, departments, and the educators and all these professionals, IT professionals. They all will work in harmony, and a particular innovative ecosystem they are gonna create. And what it is gonna do? It is actually gonna give solutions to the daily routine problems or some software solutions, digital issues, which these departments, ministries, or some other private sector, they are gonna give to these students, and these students are gonna come with these ideas and solutions. They will be given some time, around 2-3 months, and then they will compete in a particular event, and prizes would also be there, means first rank, second rank, third rank would also be there. And it is actually happening simultaneously in many areas of India. Around 39 locations they are organizing it, and it will be a simultaneous event with the help of internet and high speed connection. Next, it involves ministries and state governments too. So this is a correct statement. This is wrong because it is not related to election process. So this is correct, this is wrong. So only 2 is the correct answer here. And as I explained to you, initiative by Ministry of HRD through AICTE. AICTE is the premier organization, All India Council for Technical Education. It gives recognition and grading system to these technical institutes. And you see there are 2 versions, software version and hardware version of it. Okay, software version is just completed, and hardware version, its schedule is also out for later in this year. So Smart India Hackathon 2019, the biggest event till now. 3rd one, it is happening. El Nino phenomena is related to Humboldt current. It's a cold water current on the Peruvian coast. Peru is the country in South America, so it is also called Peruvian current or Humboldt current, as we can call it. The El Nino, which is a phenomena related to monsoon. When El Nino year is there, as they are telling it that this year 2019 would be the El Nino year, and monsoon may remain very weak this year. So Humboldt current is related to that. You can see this is a Peruvian coast, and earth rotates on its axis, and the direction is from west to east. So the water would move in this particular direction, in the northern hemisphere clockwise, in the southern hemisphere anti-clockwise. Okay, so this particular wave, this particular water current, superficial current, that will bring cold water on the Peruvian coast. So normally this coast is very cold, and the cold conditions are there. That means the air would remain dense, and it would come down towards ground or the oceanic surface, and it will create pressure on the surface. So the water superficial current and the winds, they will move towards northern Australia, and it will create pressure here in this particular area, also in the Indian Ocean also. And the monsoon would be stronger, because during the particular monsoonal phase from June to September, there is a reversal of winds. Normally the winds, they blow in the opposite direction from northeast to southwest, but there is a reversal of wind during monsoon, and southwest is the direction because they are coming from the southwesterly direction. So it is southwest monsoon in India, and it is boosted by this particular pressure. But during the El Nino year, just opposite happens, and this Peruvian coast or this particular current, it becomes a warmer condition here, and this particular area of central and eastern Pacific Ocean, it is Pacific Ocean, southern Pacific and northern Pacific, it is central Pacific. So in this particular region, this becomes warmer, and the air moves in the opposite direction from North Australia to this western coast of South America. So the pressure is less at this particular place in Indian Ocean, and the monsoon becomes very weak. This phenomena has been seen for the last 2-3 decades. So they are not very much sure about this phenomena every year, but this is a strong speculation every year that after every 7 to 8 years this kind of condition that develops, and it is related to the Humboldt current. So it is covering almost half of the globe, and the connection to India is with South America's Peruvian coast. Okay, Humboldt current. Next, UPSC. It released the final result for the last year's examination, and you see more than 10 lakh students applied for that. Around 5 lakh students actually appeared, and 10,000 gave mains examination. Around 2,000 appeared for the interview. So percentage is very less for the successful candidates, and finally 759 candidates they got selected. Kanish Kataria was the topper here, and Shruti Jain Deshmukh was the women's category topper. Okay, top 25 candidates, 15 were men and 10 were women. So there is no equality, but certainly the number for women is rising, and that's important. And the subjects, they are varying from anthropology, international relations, political science, all are important here. Okay, so it's the most important information for all of you people. Okay, next, Niti Aayog's information. It is regarding the FAME scheme 2. You see, part 2 or the version 2 was recently launched, and it is regarding the adoption of electric vehicles in India. We have set a target of renewable energy for 175 gigawatt for 2022, and the main target for 2030 is the 40% energy mix. And for less dependence on the conventional fuels, we would need electric vehicles, and we would need charging infrastructure in our country. So for that, this FAME scheme is going on. They are giving incentives for the manufacturing and adoption of the electric vehicles, and the theme of this particular meeting was India's electric mobility transformation, progress to date and future opportunities. And they are telling that how it is gonna bring down a lot of expenses, and it is gonna impact environment very positively. Around 850 million tons of carbon dioxide that would be released less if we compare it with the present data, and around 15 lakh crore rupees we are gonna save, because if we take into consideration the holistic expenses, the health impact, and the important targets that we have set for emission, so whatever expenses are incurred in that area, so if we take all of them, then around 15 lakh crore rupees we are gonna save here. So that's very, very important, and it intends to catalyze the market for fast adoption of electric vehicles to ensure durable economic growth and global competitiveness for Indian automotive industry. So these are the highlights. Batteries are must, and around 15 lakh crores rupees we are going to save. Phased manufacturing plan to promote electric vehicles, and we should promote it on all the levels and with all scales, so that we can move very fast towards a balanced ecosystem. And these are going to be the biggest help, because they are polluting the environment, mainly the vehicles. Next, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs data, and they are organizing a national seminar. Actually, CPWD, Central Public Works Department, that is organizing it, and the theme is greenery and landscape. They are telling that it's a normal thing that land is available in very less amount these days, and greenery you will not see anywhere in India. In the cities also, wherever land is available, they will dump some waste there. So it's a huge problem, and we need to make this thing sure that anywhere if free land is available, we plant some trees there. So some things which are actually needed, and some provisions and some focus we should put upon, and we should put these points in the mains examination as it is. You see, plantation work we need, and on war scale we should plant trees. Adopt wood alternatives. We should not use wood as much as we are using, and we should find alternatives for that. Orientation and proper training we should give to people. Medicinal plants, they should be encouraged. Organic manure should be the basis of the agriculture in the future. Drip irrigation and sprinkler irrigation, these are the modern methods to save water. Individuals should adopt minimum or one tree. That should be the habit. So all these things you can write in the mains examination, or in the prelims they may be asked. Next, Indian Navy signs MOU with Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR. It's a very important institution, a premier scientific research and development institute, and many organizations, they work under it. It has many labs and research areas in India, And MOU provides a formal framework for interaction between Indian Navy and CSIR, and they are going to help in many researches here which actually are needed by Indian Navy. Some advancement and some new technologies are needed by Indian Navy and other forces also. So CSIR is gonna make it available for them. Alternative desalination technologies, installation of wireless MSME based sensors for remote operation, residual life assessment studies, and gas turbine generator blades to improve reliability. So all these things will be made available by CSIR and its important researches. This is important, and these are the MCQs that you can try and look for the additional data. Some important questions are from the environment section, and some other important institutes are asked here. And regarding the Yemen crisis, the Houthis, as I told you regarding that, so look for the additional data, very important. And next year you also want to be in that list where the people were celebrating yesterday evening, the people who were selected, and look at their hard work, look at their dedication. And it is a daily process. The way we are discussing these details on a daily basis, you should take advantage of every minute of yours, and please do not miss any of the lessons. These are exam oriented lessons daily which are coming. Thanks a lot, keep watching. It was Amit Saini. Send me a request here and you will find the PDFs on this group. Thanks a lot.